Hello and welcome to a scene theoretically for Hong Kong House of Cards, although this is actually taking place outside of Hong Kong. Mathieus is making his way towards Australia along the island chains when he finds himself being harassed by a certain group of spirits. There's 5 seagull spirits while you're in the Umbra, and they are making a lot of noise and nipping at your wings.
Ooh. Well then, let's just see how fast these bastards are. He will shift into bat form and try to run them.
I figured you were already in bat form. This is while you're flying and making your way down.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, then he'd go full ham on speed and see if they can catch up with him. Let's see here. 20 plus 3 times dex. Bat form. Dex 7. 41 per turn is my movement.
Pardon?
41 is my movement. 41 yards per turn.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know if they can keep up with him or not, but we shall see.
You're going to gradually start to leave them behind,
Okay.
only to realize that there's even more up ahead.
Let's just see how good they are at spotting things. What time of day would you say this is?
Late afternoon. You but can I get a perception primal urge?
Perception primal urge coming up. Double check what that is. Depending on difficulty, that would be 5 successes.
You might notice that some of these seagulls are circling, others are kind of spreading out in front of you. It doesn't look like they're moving towards you so much as you might be moving towards them.
Okay. I looked, are we over water?
Not currently.
No. Look at the ground. Is there any kind of food stuff that might be causing them to be attracted to the area?
There's a large cliff.
I think I know what the problem is. Is there any nests?
There might be. It's hard to tell because you're still quite far away and they're getting angry already. But might well be.
All right, I'm going to
like the right kind of area.
I'm going to change directions. I'm going to try to give this area a wide berth. Try to avoid going anywhere remotely close to anything that might be nesting, a nesting zone.
Okay. And other than a few pecks from a few ones that are trying to speed you up and moving away from their area.
Yeah, that I can understand.
Yeah, nothing more than probably between the lot of them, adding up to maybe one lethal.
Ooh, ouch. Okay, that's fine.
Which is not that much to worry about.
No, I'm not in my breed form, so I'll heal that pretty quickly.
And that's from something like 24 pecks.
Yeah.
Adding up to about one lethal.
Yeah, that's...
And as long as you move around, which you do,
yeah,
they let you carry on your way.
Yeah. I take a mental note of if I take the same route back to avoid this area or areas that look like this. And from here on in, I take careful, try to keep careful notice of possible nesting areas.
Good plan.
At least try. And to borrow from Star Wars, I'm going to try to fly casual.
Okay, it's a long trip, and
Yep.
you end up hungry once or twice because eating on the wing is an acquired skill.
Yeah, I'll go hunting from time to time and snag some bugs.
Like I said, sometimes it's trickier than other times. There are times when you end up flying with a grumbly tummy, but you do make it all the way down to Australia eventually.
Cool. Let me think here. Let me pull up a map of Australia. Aussie land. Aussie.
The question is, how do you want to begin your search?
Let me see here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So I'm assuming I'm coming down on the Northern Territory around Darwin or Cairns. Let's call it Cairns because that's just, irony in itself. Let me think here. I'm gonna look for any noticeable areas of power in the area that might denote a nearby cairn.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter of what species because I'm going to be really nice.
No, you're not really looking at much in the way of friendly territory down here.
Yeah.
You do manage to spot a cairn towards the edge of Darwin or Cairns. You said you came in Cairns.
Yeah, for the irony of it.
So you do spot a place near the very edge.
Okay, I am going to, let me see here, what would be a good way to do this? I'm going to slow myself up and going to land and shift to Hamid.
Okay.
Because we are in the Umbra, right?
You did say that you were going to be in the Umbra Overland, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to definitely shift to Hamid, and I'm going to try to judge how far out the Bon is from the cairn itself.
Okay, can I get a perception primal edge?
Yep. Ooh, one success.
You can get a rough idea, give or take.
Do I see any spirits around the bond that might denote what kind of sept it is for which breed?
You can see quite a few native spirits. There's some possums. There's a koala. There's you see a wallaby spirit in the distance, but you don't really get close enough. There's quite a few tree spirits.
Okay. Trying to figure out how a bat would make an announcement of its presence. Seeing that he doesn't know what species it is, doing an attempt at a howl would be a bad idea, possibly. Let's see here. I have an idea. Spirit speech just activate and go, or is there a roll attached to it?
There's no roll. Spirit speech is automatic.
Ah, okay.
Once you have it, you always have it.
Okay. He would look around for the closest spirit and ask for a moment of its time and offer up a gnosis point.
Okay. The possum spirit will look fairly impressed at your respectfulness and ask you what it is you want it to do for you.
I'd like to ask a question and possibly ask a small favor, which just would only really require time.
It nods.
Of what? I want to say species, but I'm not sure that's quite the right word. What kind of what group does this Karen belong to?
It is a group of wolves.
Okay. Can you carry a message into them?
It'll nod.
Can you ask them to send ask them for consent to enter their bond for me, please? My name is Mathieus.
It will nod and it will head off at a bit of a rambly pace. It's not the fastest spirit ever.
No, Mathieus will sit down cross-legged, remain where he is.
It'll take it a while to return, but when it does, being followed by a wolf that is ambling along.
He would offer.
Great.
He would.
Rush.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
That's okay.
He will give the spirit another gnosis and say thank you. And then turn to look at the wolf.
Yep.
Greetings.
Greetings.
My name is Mathieus.
I am Dark Watcher.
I understand this is a wolf cairn.
He nods.
I just came down from Hong Kong, and I am on a spirit quest.
He'll nod again and cock his head to one side as if trying to figure out exactly what you are.
And a pair of bat wings will appear on my out of my shoulders.
At which you'll kind of sit down hard and a bit surprised.
I am a Camazotz.
I thought they were extinct.
I've been getting a lot of that lately. I understand some made an escape, and apparently I am one of the blood, so...
He'll nod.
I am seeking an old friend of the Camazotz to try to return him to the fight for Gaia. A blood debt.
And he'll nod.
I seek Bunyip.
A worthy goal. Not one that seems likely to come easily.
It wouldn't, and if it was easy to do, somebody would have done it a long time ago. Do you have any suggestions of where one might start?
I would suggest seeking those spirits that knew Bunyip well.
I would like to ask the honor of using your cairn as a base of operations so that I can operate, so that I have a place of safety that I can return to when needed.
He'll nod. I'll need to ask the elders, but I think they should be willing to share our hearthfire with you.
I thank you. Is there anything I can do to help the cairn while I'm here?
Keep your eyes alert for any unwanted visitors. The obvious ones, at least.
Yeah. I might at some point have visitors come through as well, some of the Eastern Court.
He nods.
They are my they would be considered my pack.
I will ask that while you stay with us, you and your friends do not dress in vibrant clothing.
That is a fair request, and I will make sure that it is passed on, and we will not.
He'll nod. Our totem prefers discreet clothing and plumage.
What totem? Just mild curiosity.
Ooga dooga.
Oh, okay. I personally am not aware of that one yet, but
The lyrebird.
right. Sorry?
The lyrebird.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I have a very I have only a little experience with a lot of totems, so I do have a personal totem. I don't think he's here with me at this exact moment, but um, I should probably warn you and your Karen because it is an unusual sight these days. It is an aspect of the bat.
He'll nod. It seems unusual sights are coming in our direction.
You'll be able to distinguish this one from the other bats by just listen for the words "oy vey."
He'll raise an eyebrow.
And Matthias just laughs. It's not a comedic laugh. It's seriously funny, but it's a serious laugh. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps Booga Doogada will have an idea on where to begin your search.
That might be a pretty good idea.
And so he will lead you deeper into the Bourne if they can. And
He will slowly follow, making no quick movements.
yeah.
Because while he might be under the technical protection of this one individual, which hasn't been stated, he doesn't want to make any quick movements that might spook anybody.
Yes. So probably a good call.
Yeah.
And you'll make your way into the cairn with a few nods here and there.
He'll return the nods with the respect. Anybody of what appears to be actual station besides, he'll nod respectfully to everybody who nods, but anybody who appears to have a rank, like not a rank, but like a position, he will give a slight bow to, showing him full respect.
It seems the person that you're walking with tends to get more respect than most. And
there's no obvious tribal glyphs kicking around, is there? Actually, you know
obvious, but you get kind of an impression. It might be a mixed cairn with mostly Fianna and Bone Nora.
Okay. Yeah,
he's not be anyone else, but that is the impression that you're getting.
I'm being very careful in not asking because I have a flawed dislike in which he's just going to be acting on the if I don't know, then I can't be insulting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you get to this, there's a circle of stones. And it doesn't, at first, you don't see much within this circle of stones. But your guide will sit down.
You will slowly sit down.
After a few moments, a very small bird will walk into the circle. And it is small.
Matthias will remain silent for the moment.
It will approach you both and look at you both vaguely curiously. And then it will say, "What does the child of Bat want with my cairn?"
Honored spirits, I am here to attempt to pay a blood debt owed by my people. A return of Bunyip to the nations to fight those who harm us. Bunyip and his children took us in at a time of our greatest need, and it is my goal to bring him back and give him a new family.
He'll nod, which, being a bird, looks a bit like a bob with the head as well. This is a honourable task. And then he'll turn and start walking away.
May I ask a question?
He'll stop, look back. Spirit looks a bit surprised. It's like, I thought you just wanted to kind of use the can, but okay. That is that kind of attitude. It's a, oh, there was something else you wanted.
He waits. He quietly waits for permission to ask a question.
Not the kind of irritable one, more the surprised, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Surprised that there was something else. After a moment, he'll bob his head in a nod again.
Would you have any suggestions on where a good place to start would be?
When seeking knowledge, I would often recommend Bubuk the Owl. But in this matter, I rather think Tulu the Kookaburra may be helpful. He is sometimes called the father of Bunyip. If anyone will know where Bunyip is, it will be Tulu.
I thank you for your information.
He nods. And then he looks to your guide. And he'll say, sing the story. Sing the story of Tulu. And I'm not going to try actually singing it. Because...
Aw, not joking.
So they'll probably need more awakeness, and also it would probably be a bit too loud and wake everyone up. But but he will sing the song of Tulu the Kookaburra, who laughs at danger and hunts the worm with a viciousness that few spirits can match. And how one day he accidentally seized upon the rainbow serpent instead of the worm. And when he bit the rainbow serpent and drew blood, the blood which fell became the Bunyip.
And Mathieus is listening like super intently and taking in every piece of information he can.
So it's an interesting song, and he tells it a lot better than I do. Being a Galliard. But that is the gist of it, about Tulu the Kookaburra, the Rainbow Serpent, and the Bunyip.
He looks at the Galliard. I don't know if the totem has left yet or not, but do you know where?
Is listening to the song.
He would wait until, of course, his words wouldn't come until after he was finished singing the song, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Would you know where to find Tulu? He's asking the Galliard, not asking the, because he didn't ask the totem for permission to speak again, to him again, or her again, whichever it might be.
And the Galliard will think for a moment. Tulu still hunts the worm on a regular basis, but I believe she made her nest at Alice Springs in the very heart of Australia. If you go there and then head east, you should find her.
I thank both of you, and he bows deeply.
And the lyrebird will give you another little head bob.
And he would offer Gnosis to. He, like I said, he doesn't have a whole lot of experience with the bigger totems, so he'd offer up a Gnosis if that's something that's usually done.
It is, but instead of taking the Gnosis, the lyrebird's going to walk over, and it's going to peck you on the hand and refill your Gnosis so that you're currently on full.
Thank you very much.
You'll need it. And then it's going to start walking away again.
He bows before the bird walks away, and just remains with his head down until the bird has left the area, or well, left their presence. I mean.
When it's gone, the Galliard will look at you, waiting to see what you decide to do.
Alice Springs it would be then. If as long as but I need to rest. It's been a long flight. May I rest here for the evening?
You're welcome to rest here.
Thank you.
There are some sleeping areas set aside for the use of our kind. I assume they will be suitable for you as well.
They can be, or I can just find a tree to hang upside down from. And he kind of gives a chuckle.
He'll shrug and gesture to some of the nearby trees.
If your people have any questions, I am amicable to information exchange as well. AKA a character, AKA he is basically offering up the Camazotz lore if anybody is curious enough.
Fair enough. It's a good offer to make.
Sorry?
It's a good offer to make.
Yep.
He will say, if you have any songs to share, I'll be happy to hear them. But you should rest first.
Yes, that's a good idea. I ran into a rather large flock of seagulls on my way here, and it took me a few moments to realize why they are coming after me. Apparently, I strayed a little too close to one of their nesting grounds.
That can be something of a problem.
I got a few pecks, and then I changed directions. I got the hint.
All creatures defend their young.
Oh yeah. And please, if you guys have any troubles, please feel free to ask for help. I'm willing to assist you guys here too.
He'll nod. As I said, I will speak with my alpha about your stay here in the longer term, and if there is anything that he wishes to ask of you. But you appear to have the friendship of our totem. That will speak well for you.
It's not a spirit that I've run into before. It was a pleasurably interesting experience.
She likes songs. Just so you are aware.
If I don't have any that are really that great, which I have to admit I'm not all that great of a tale singer, I am sure those members of my pack that are from the Eastern Palace will have plenty of tales to spin.
He'll nod.
Especially seeing what's going on up there right now. Oh, yeah. Might want to meet with your alpha and give him at least a heads up on what's going on up in Hong Kong as well, just in case it starts to drift down here.
That sounds wise.
Technocrats seem to be popping up where they're not least expected.
Sleep well, and we will speak later.
Thank you, and well met. It's been a pleasure. Either whatever the alpha decides. Thank you for your assistance.
He'll nod. The cots are over in that grove of trees there.
Thank you.
Did you decide you want one?
Thank you, and Mathieus would stand up, bow slightly, and then head over to a cot.
Okay. Presumably, you'll go to sleep.
Yep.
And we'll sleep safely.
Sorry?
And we'll sleep safely.
Yay.
Yeah. And when you wake up, I'm guessing you fill the alpha in on everything.
Yeah. Everything that's happened up to, with the exception of the Alliance, which he's forbidden to speak about. But everything short of, the Alliance stuff that he can't talk about, he will speak to the alpha on.
And the alpha will look concerned. But not really have much to do with it.
It's more of informing those who A, might find trouble down here, and B, in the future might be called upon for assistance. So you at least have a idea of what's going on.
And he'll thank you for the information.
And Mathieus would mention the Glasswalker sept up there. So.
And is there anything else you particularly want to do in the sept, or are you heading towards Alice Springs?
Oh, he as long as the Alpha didn't have anything that he needed done immediately, I would head for the Springs.
No, it seems a fairly peaceful cairn. It's not the largest cairn.
Yeah.
But it seems fairly peaceful.
Cool. He of course would ask the Alpha if there was anything to worry about currently active on the way to the Springs.
He would say that there are a few issues regarding territory on the way.
Okay.
You may want to be careful if you accidentally fly into someone's bourne.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on the movement of the spirits and spirit types and such. Is there anything, any particular one group that's in the direct line of flight?
And he'll get out a map and he'll draw a few circles on it.
Okay, that makes sense.
And he'll, just for completion's sake, draw circles over all over Australia of potential issues.
Okay.
These bournes are known to be slightly more hostile to outsiders. Obviously, any may prove problematic, but these are the ones that we know of. From what you can see of the map, there's a lot fewer that he's circled towards the south than towards the north. But given that you're currently at the north, it could be that he knows less about the south.
Yeah. Okay. Are any friends? Any friendly territory that might be it might be as friendly as here?
It is never wise to assume.
Fair enough.
But it is likely that you will find welcome here or here. And he draws 2 green circles on.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And he would take out a piece of paper and hand him the piece of paper. This is my cell phone number. In case there's any trouble, I can make my way back as fast as possible to give assistance.
He'll nod. I wish you luck in your journey.
Thank you. And he'd offer his hand to shake.
And he'll shake it.
And he would flip up and a little bit showy, just so that any Galliards watching might actually have a chance have a chance to speak on some actually seeing one. He'll flip up a few feet away from the Alpha and shift into bat form and fly off.
Nice.
Not showing off in a rude way, but showing off in a hey. Here for your friendliness and all that. Here's a bit of a
shake.
Once in a lifetime chance for some.
Okay, so you're presumably heading south.
Yep, and we'll attempt to avoid as much of the unfriendly territory as possible, and keeping an eye on spirit movement of any kind of possible unfriendlies, and getting an idea of, through the types of spirits, what might be in which areas as I'm going by.
Okay, can you give me an intelligence primal urge?
Intelligence primal urge.
Well, I figured that it's kind of part intelligence in reading the map, part primal urge in checking out the spirits as you go.
Yep. And I'm going to spend a willpower on this. 3 successes.
Okay. So you should be able to make your way there without too much trouble.
Okay. Oh.
And then presumably you make your way to Alice Springs, which is something of a tourist town.
Yep. Just because I don't want to draw too much attention as I attempt to get out of an area that might be anywhere remotely close to an unfriendly area, because when I fly towards the areas that might be unfriendly, I want to be fully visible. But once I drop away from that, I am going to go stealthy. It's 4 successes.
Okay.
As I approach Alice Springs for the moment, I want to get an eye view of the area before being fully visible. In the Umbra, at least.
Well, it's a tourist town. There's a smattering of weaver spirits over the town. Being Australia and being quite a lot of space between the towns, there's not much in the way of weaver influence for most of the territory you've been flying over. So it is noticeable, the weaver influence on the city. But there's nothing hugely special about it except for the fact that it happens to be smack dab in the middle of Australia.
Yeah.
That is basically its main attraction.
Yeah, kind of like how Winnipeg is in North America. It's the center of everything. Literally the geographical center of North America.
Mm-hmm. And Alice Springs is the geographical center of Australia.
Let's see here. I'm going to do a sense worm. Pretty generalized sense worm, but just to make sure nothing's following me, nothing's in front of me. Just looking up the... Oops, too far. Okay, perception. What's the negatives on knowledges when you don't have them?
-3, and sometimes you don't get to roll at all, depending on what the knowledge is.
It's occult. It's a sense of worm roll.
I think I'll let you get away with the -1.
Okay. And this time, yeah, because it's kind of important, I will spend willpower again. 3 successes.
There's some worm taint mixed in with the city.
Yeah.
But only the kind of expected amount.
Okay, good. He'll settle down and look around and then go, which way was it? Was it west or was it east? Oh, yes, and start heading towards the east.
And it's not far before you hear a fairly distinctive laughing sound.
A lapping sound, like something drinking from a stream or something?
No, laughing.
Oh, laughing. Okay. I thought you said lapping. I'm like thinking, tongue against the water lapping.
No, fairly distinctive laughing sound.
Oh, okay. Go to free action of shift to Hamid and follow the laughing sound.
Mm-hmm. And here's a kookaburra.
Out of character. Oh, that's cute. In character, he would at first he'd overlook it because he's not quite sure what the animal is he's looking for, and then as he doesn't really see much of anything else, he would look back towards the animal. Looked back towards the bird.
You get the feeling that whilst it looks quite small currently, it is also quite large.
Yeah. He would...
which is something you've probably felt before from powerful spirits that happen to have small forms.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oy vey.
Yeah.
He would fully turn towards the bird and offer a bow towards him. Or her. Tulu is kind of a opaque name on whether it's male or female.
In the story, Tulu was referred to as the father of the Bunyip, but at the same time, McGalliard said she made her nest there.
Yep.
So, like a lot of spirits, it might be somewhat vague.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Tulu?
That is my name.
Okay, good. Got the right spirit then. Hi, I'm Mathieus.
Mathieus, child of Bat. And he'll laugh again. Quite a distinctive. If you know what a kookaburra sounds like, you know what a kookaburra sounds like. If you don't know what a kookaburra sounds like, you do not know what a kookaburra sounds like.
Yeah.
It is quite a distinctive kind of chattery laugh thing.
Yes, that's what I am. It's a distinct pleasure to meet you.
He'll nod his head.
I'm kind of here on a pretty seriously heavy spirit quest.
He'll tilt his head to one side and say, "Doesn't look that heavy."
I seek
and then
to
laugh again.
I seek to repay a blood debt.
A nod.
Once upon a time, the children of Bunyip offered sanctuary to my people, and for it they paid dearly. I seek to offer the same to Bunyip to bring him back into the fold.
And he will laugh again. This time, even louder. And then he'll say, "That is a very fine quest."
And indeed very heavy.
Or light.
And, sorry.
There are a great many stages to it.
I expected such.
There are five phases of the moon. 5 phases which turned their faces from the Bunyip. There are 5 great spirits of the Garou. Worm, Weaver, Wild, Gaia, Luna. 5 great spirits. There are 5 forms to the Garou. So I will give you 5 tasks. For each you must seek a spirit, fulfill their task, and bring me a token. Once you've brought all 5 tokens to me in a bag made of snakeskin, we will travel to meet with Bunyip.
Would it be an insult to call upon my pack to assist?
Some they can help with. Ask the spirit that you deal with for each of the 5 tasks.
The pack I belong to does have a guru and may have more guru presence in it while I'm away from them.
I would suggest against taking them to Iwai, but the other 4 should accept their help.
Will you be giving me all the tasks at once, or will you be giving them as I go along?
I will tell you the 5 spirits you must visit. They will tell you the 5 tasks. I will tell you them in the order I think best, but if you choose to do them in a different order, you may.
He just nods and stays quiet.
You may want to write this down.
He takes out a notepad, which is filled with all sorts of stuff now. If the spirit's carefully watching, there is, as he's flipping through the pages, there's stuff on Changeling and the Dreaming.
You will find Iwai the crocodile at Port Arthur. Canau, the wedge-tailed eagle, is at Uluru.
Can you spell those? He actually asks that in character because he doesn't know how to spell that, either of those.
Which?
the spirit name and the place to go.
Iwai is I apostrophe WAI.
Okay.
Iwai the crocodile is at Port Arthur.
Yep.
Kanau, KANAU, the wedge-tailed eagle, is at Uluru. ULURU.
Okay.
Piggybilla, the echidna, is at Ballarat. Do you need those spelled?
You could just keep saying them, and if maybe you could type them or send me a message with them out of character, or send me a message with them written down, because he is writing them down.
Yeah.
And it might take a couple seconds, but the character is like sounding it out as he writes it.
I'm just typing out the ones that we've done so far for you.
Yep.
Yonga, the kangaroo, is at Kangaroo Island. He found the name amusing. And finally, Ratatosk, the squirrel. Is it Kakudu? Each of the 5 of them will set you a task. Each will give you a token to say that your task is completed. When you bring me the 5 tokens in a snakeskin bag, I will take you to Bunyip.
I thank you.
And then he's just going to laugh again. Because that's what kookaburras do.
It's writing it all down.
Okay.
You want to call that here for the time being?
That sounds like a good plan, because I think in character and out of character, you're probably going to want to do some research.
Yep. Talk to that Sep's theurges and such to angle out if that is actually the best the best list to go at, or go at it from a different
In terms
angle.
of location, it's not. But he never said it was in terms of location.
Nope.
He said he gave you the order that he thinks would be best to do it in.
Yeah. And he's probably going to try to keep it to the recommendation, but he's also going to take into account all pieces of information he can get for.
Okay. So, with research in mind, there the scene will end.
Yay.